You're right there, YouTube. It is Crackoon again, bringing you another gameplay. Commentator man, we're here again, bring you some more Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Like I do, gonna be bringing you a 6v6 hardpoint gameplay on the map Carrier using the MTAR 21 or the MTAR, whatever you want to call it. If you want to get specific, it'll be like the TAR 21 or whatever it is, like that. But yeah, on top of that, I'm using two attachments. So I've got a reflex sight as well as fast mag on there. I've also got a TAC 45 as my secondary with no attachments. I'm running the perk setup, hardline, toughness. Oh wait, no, is it tough? Yeah, hardline, toughness, and tactical mask. On top of that, I'm running 2 shock charges as my tactical, a frag grenade as my lethal. My kill streak setup is the Hellstorm missile, the lightning airstrike, and the stealth chopper. So I'm still using my easy kind of achievable, attainable kill streak setup, which I think works relatively well to get your kills, to get your XP, and to actually achieve the kill streaks, all 3 of them, on a regular basis. So it's my personal opinion anyway. But yeah, anyway, there's a few things that I want to get into. First off, I'm just going to touch on the TAR 21. It's the first, well, the MTAR. I'm going to keep on calling it the TAR 21. If you've got a problem with that, deal with it. But I'll try and, you know, over time I'll gradually try and change it around. But yeah, I want to talk about the MTAR. It's the first gameplay that I brought using the MTAR, and I don't know, I really do like this gun. It's more of a versatile assault rifle compared to a lot of the others, you know. It fares a bit better close range, in my opinion. You know, there's other assault rifles out there if you want to get the mid to long range, for show. Type 25, you know, M27 as such. But as the TAR 21 goes, it's more of a versatile, close quarters, mid to long range at times weapon, you know. It's more consistent, close to mid range. That's the way I'm seeing it anyway. So on a map like Carrier, you can see how it kind of fares like well in my favour. Because, you know, Carrier's an open map. It's kind of a flat surface. You know, there's just obstacles in between and obstructions between the battlefield. There's not really much, you know, intricacy to the entire map itself. It's more of like, you know, basing it around moving cover to cover, knowing the open areas, knowing where the enemy's going to be, knowing the sight lines, etc, 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 you can pretty much say. But yeah, I don't know. It is definitely a good weapon. It is definitely a good weapon. And I did a commentary with the Type 25 yesterday, and I briefly spoke about the TAR 21 or the MTAR. But comparing the two weapons together, you know, as I've said, one's long to mid range, being the Type 25, and then the MTAR's close to mid range. So, you know, you take it for what it is. But on this map, like I said, particularly works in your favour. But yeah. Quickly, on top of that, Hardpoint, right? Hardpoint is very quickly becoming my favourite game type in Black Ops 2. I was going to say Modern Warfare 3 there, I don't know why. Very quickly becoming my favourite game type in Black Ops 2. Probably next to, you know, the playlist of Ground War as well. I really do like Ground War. It's, you know, that's just a particular preference. Ground War is kind of my thing of where I'm always going to be at the moment in Black Ops 2. You know, as it goes entirely though, I mean, you know, as a new kind of game type that they've added, you know, Hardpoint is a good one. It is a good one. It's kind of what well no, here's the interesting thing, right? I'll explain it to you from the get-go. What I heard from other people at the start is that essentially Hardpoint was going to be Treyarch's reinvention of the game type War, which was in World at War, right? And essentially War was a single domination flag point in which I think don't correct me if I'm wrong, please do correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the setup was it was a singular flag point in the middle of the map. That flag point stayed there for the entire game. The team at the end of the game who had held the flag point the longest won, right? So this is where I'm seeing it as kind of like a reinvention, as in it's come over to Black Ops 2, you know, kind of as a cross between Headquarters and Domination, or essentially kind of War, you know, the Domination and War kind of crossover, and it's come back in Black Ops 2, and I really do like it. So I mean, I'll give you a rough kind of rundown of it. I mean, like I said, it's really similar to Headquarters, as in the sense of it's a rotating objective, it's constantly moving around the map, there's a time limit on the actual objective itself before it moves. So, you know, it's a constantly moving, fast-paced flow of action to the game. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's the way I'm seeing it anyway. And where it's kind of comparable to headquarters is in, it's the same fact of, yes, it's an objective. Yes, it's constantly moving. Yes, the person who holds the objective the longest at the end of the game wins. But where it differs is in, in headquarters, you're in the scenario is in, once you've captured the headquarters, you hold the headquarters until either the enemies capture it, or until the time limit runs out and then the headquarters just rotates. You know, and on top of that, in headquarters, there's no respawn if your team is holding the headquarters. So you understand, like, the scenario is in, it's like a whole faster paced added action. You know, faster, I can't even get my words out today. It's like a whole faster paced added action to this kind of game type. And you know, it is a really interesting game type, and don't get me wrong, I've probably got to play a bit more time on it to, you know, to fully understand it as such like that. But you know what I'm feeling of it so far, I really do enjoy it, and I probably will continue to play it and bring gameplays of it as such. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, the other point about it as well is not having the respawn delay. I really do like that aspect as well, as in you can just get straight back into the action. You know, it's more based around, you know, killing rather than objectives, if you understand the sense of that. Because obviously, like in headquarters, once you've captured it, that's it. You've captured it. You know, until all the enemies until all your team dies and the enemies can recapture it, or until the time limit runs out, that's when the objective will switch. Whereas in with this, you've got to stay on the objective. You've got to be killing enemies off the objective to not let them capture it. If you're not currently on the objective itself, then you are not gaining anything from, like, you know, from the objective at all to win the game. You know, that's the scenario behind it. So it's really interesting. It's a really interesting game type, and I'm still trying to, like, you know, work it out and level it out as such like that. But as you can see here, we're kind of getting beat a little bit. We're going 119 to 133. We definitely pull it back because, you know, that's the way I do it. But as I said, I'm running solo as well in this game type, so you can kind of understand how, like, this game type is a heavily dominated kind of party squad kind of game mode. You know, that's the way I'm seeing it anyway. There's a lot of clans and a lot of parties that go in here and just purposefully do it to dominate, because it is a easy game type to dominate. So, you know, it's a, I don't know, it's a mixed bag really with Hardpoint. It's a mixed bag. There are a few things that I would like to be corrected with the game type itself, just from experiencing it as of, like, you know, so far. First thing being, I think the points for actually maintaining the, you know, maintaining the objective and actually, you know, staying on the objective and earning kills, I think that needs to be upped a bit. I think the incentive for staying on the objective needs to be increased, because what I'm finding out a lot of at the moment is people will just, you know, they'll get in the mindset of it, right, they've captured the, you know, they've captured the objective, our team's trying to push them off it, it's not really going successfully, so, you know, what I'm going to decide to do now is just kind of camp back, just mine the objective while actually going and capturing and being an objective player. You know, just essentially camping the objective from either a distance, long or short, it doesn't really matter. But if you're not actually getting on the objective itself, then, you know, you're not a team player as such. That's why I think there needs to be more of an incentive to be on the objective, to be earning more points for getting kills while protecting the objective, you know, for getting more points for actually going and defending an objective and cleaning it out and going on the offense, you know, as such like that. So I don't know, these are the kinds of the little things that I'm kind of, you know, working out at the moment, you know, little kind of techniques and tips that I like using, because I really do like shock charges on Hardpoint. Literally 2 shock charges on a Hardpoint, you've got yourself, like, set up with an easy telltale system to when people are trying to capture the Hardpoint as such like that, you know. As well, on top of that, obviously setting up a shock charge at an entrance to a Hardpoint is a good scenario as well, because you know, it's obviously telling you when somebody's trying to break into the hard point from a different angle that you may be, you know, controlling at the moment. So it's definitely becoming one of my favourite game types, and I will be bringing more of this to my channel. Playing solo like I do, going 50 to 12 at the end of it, 3 captures, 5 defends. That's where it gets you. Defending is really where it gets you, because you can really become a hardcore objective defender within this game type, and I like that capability. I do like it. But anyway, that's all I got to say for now, so peace!